Hey, this is Mark from boatsandbikes.com, and this week we're checking out the Wilderness Systems Tempest 170. The Tempest is meant to be a tourer which can quickly cover distance and carry a large load in all sorts of conditions. It's a fish form hull, and it uses a round bow hatch, a day hatch behind the seat, and an oval rear hatch. So that means that there's 3 bulkheads inside, which create obviously a total of 3 dry sections. Has plenty of bungees and deck lines, and they're extremely well thought out, with a specific place for a pump and spare paddles. The seating system is the fantastic Phase 3 that's considered by many to be the gold standard for production boats. Tons of adjustability, plenty of flexibility, lots of different ways to get yourself snugged. On the inside of the boat, you get yourself a padded thigh brace, and then for your feet, you have the keeper foot braces, which are easily adjusted from within the boat while seated. The hull shape is a shallow V, and it uses a rounded but fairly well-defined chine. The bow uses a shallow knife and a molded keel in the stern. There's a nice section or area just under the seat that should make this boat stable despite its relatively narrow 22-inch beam. This boat also comes stock with the TrueTrack drop skeg, which you can deploy easily from the seat using the slider. So here's the tail of the tape. It comes in 3 models, a 165 small, a 170 medium, a 180 large. You can get it in plastic or composite. The one we're looking at is the 17-foot medium with a 22-inch beam, capacity of 325 pounds, a 13-inch deck height, and a weight of 57 pounds. Now, the boat's a bit of a legend, having been sold since 2002 and having won all sorts of awards. So over the years, Wilderness has sold a ton of these things, and we kind of wondered if it was worth the hype. So here's what we came up with. We tested the boat in several different conditions, including the glass-smooth Delaware and Raritan Canal that runs above Washington's Crossing, New Jersey. And then we transitioned over to the flooded Delaware River for some currents and eddies. Finally, we paddled the boat in the open saltwater of Long Island Sound up in New York to try to get out on some chop. The first thing we noticed about the 170 is that it's pretty stable for a 22-inch beam boat. When we're talking stability, it was stable both initially and secondarily. Now, please understand that stability is relative, and that to someone coming from a wide wreck boat, it may not feel stable at all. The second thing I noticed is that there's plenty of room for knees and feet. I'm 5'9", I wear size 10.5 feet, and no problem fitting in. Now, this particular boat did not have the available hip braces, and frankly I missed them, but otherwise the seat and the seat back had plenty of adjustment, which kept me comfortable all day. The thigh pads were well placed, I just had to adjust them for myself, and we were good to go. Now, the boat has good speed, and it accelerated well, but I wouldn't say it's lightning fast. It does, however, maintain a really nice straight line, and it does keep on track either with or without the skeg deployed. In fact, even under a hard high-angle pull, she didn't fishtail. And in the canal and river, she performed extremely well, but the challenge really became in turning her. She needs a wide radius to come about, and the Tempest 170 can be edged, and she will go up without much effort, but even on edge, she kind of likes to go straight. Now, these characteristics make really for a perfect tour that can eat up lots of miles, if that's your goal. But for wiggly rivers or surf play, there are probably better choices, and one of those better choices may even include the Tempest 165, which we did not test. I didn't get a chance to try her in real waves, but she excelled at the chop on Long Island Sound, and between the knife edge bow and the comparatively high volume, when you mix all that with adequate stability, the 170 inspired confidence, and I think it would allow for paddlers with a really broad range of skill to master the rough stuff. The bow is fairly low, as is the stern, and so windage wasn't much of a problem. She performed well from wind from any direction, but the trade-off of the lower bow is that she pushes through the waves and can be a bit of a moist ride. So is she worth the hype? Yeah, I think she is. She's an ideal all-rounder for any condition. She's a great fast straight-line tourer, stable enough for intermediates, but you won't get bored of her either. She has that great Phase 3 seating. Lots of options for sizing and material. Comes with the skeg, overly outfitted or well outfitted. But as a fast straight line tourer, she does require a bit of room to turn. And you may find that the smaller boat or other boats are a little bit more sprightly. And then finally, she lacks exclusivity. There's a ton of those out there. You won't be the only one on the river who has one. So thanks so much for tuning in, and hope to see you on the ocean. Happy paddling.